for a long, long time. Jan is here now. In fact, you're mentioned in the form. I asked a friend of mine at church if he would write a poem in honor of all the volunteers and the host families who've been here. So this is the poem that he wrote for us. A tribute to hosts and volunteers in Eastern New York AFS. We've hosted hundreds, most quite swell, though one or two were almost, well...
Oh, is she here yet?
Yeah, we're expecting one of those shortly. We've taken dozens on the street where kids from different countries meet to share ideas and sometimes fight. That did happen between SIBs and hosted students occasionally. Yet come together in the night to work up plans for midnight jaunts to satisfy their teenage wants. Yet often when they've had things stirring, their plans were foiled by Kathy. I have to stop and tell you the story of that one. It was one night when a group of boys decided they were going to try to get into the girls' dorm. But they were talking about it during the day, so I heard their plan. And because I knew that I should expect them around 2 in the morning, I put my sleeping bag just inside the door at the Adirondack Center. Remember you were there that year? So I was in my sleeping bag on a mattress on the floor, but tucked as close to the wall as I could so they would come in the door and not see me. So I heard them coming from outside, and they were whispering back and forth with a loud whisper. And as they came through the door, in my deepest and scariest voice, I said, "Good evening." You have never seen this. As fast as they ran. We just wanted cake. So back to the poem. Yet often when they've had things stirring, their plans were foiled by Kathy Curran. We've had good laughs, yet sometimes tears are also part of high school years. We've worked with families large and small, and cherished fondly those like Paul, who hosted 7 grateful sons, and still found time for other ones, who needed extra loving care or just a dose of mountain air. We're sorry that he's no longer here, and grateful that he made us stronger. Our leaders, Happy, Robin, Jan, all have the right attention span to solve complaints and handle most disputes between a kid and host. And through it all, we've learned the host is often the one who gains the most. Some days were tough, but most sublime. We worked for peace, one at a time. So I want to thank you for being, all of you, being part of that in ways great and small. And to me, it's been the richest experience I could have ever hoped for in my life, to meet so many wonderful people from abroad whose pictures are here, and so many wonderful families here in the United States who either sent their kids or hosted our kids or worked with us as volunteers. I'm very grateful to all of you, and there are some copies of this if you'd like to have it as a memento of today. The Pauls is referred to here, and then you know him, was our host father in Broad Alvin, who hosted 7 boys. He always wanted children, and he and his wife never had any. And after his wife died, he decided that the best way to develop a family was through AFS. And 7 years, I think, in a row, 6 years in a row, 1 year he hosted the 2 boys. He hosted our students, and he died last year of diabetes complications. And so we lost this wonderful man who always took his own son, but he would always call us and say, which of the kids aren't going to have a chance to travel this year? And so we would say, okay, this one hasn't had a chance, this one. And so he would take the group wherever, always on wonderful trips, and showed them a wonderful time through a February or April vacation. Those were the kinds of wonderful things that many of you did, and I'm eternally grateful to all of you for the association, and I take all of you right here in my heart when I move on to South Carolina. And I will be a boomerang.